Welcome to Valley Children's Stadium, everyone, the home of the Fresno State Bulldogs. And for a team whose mantra is anytime, any place, anywhere, it's always good to be home. And these fans have shown out for the clash we have ahead of us. What an exciting matchup we have in store for you this afternoon, built around the pageantry, tradition, and everything that makes college football great. As we see a squad from the Big 12, the Utah State Aggies, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Fresno State Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack. Utah State lined up, ready to deliver the opening kickoff. On the move from inside is 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. So the Fresno State Bulldogs offense will be first on the attack. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Looking downfield, it's Warner. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Man, you can't draw it up any better than that. First possession, force a third down. You want to shut the home crowd up, sack the quarterback, create some momentum. Now you're getting the football back to your offense, probably with great field position.
Fresno State will have to punt it away. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Makes the catch at the 45. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The Aggies offense has its first opportunity of the day. And David, their quarterback hasn't always blown you away statistically, but he is a guy that the coaches trust.
Yeah, and he'll show you some flashes of why you should trust him, Reese. But here's the thing. This is not a guy that we're saying, go win me the football game. That's not where he's at right now in his career. Jesse, he's a guy that needs the others. They got to help him out. They got to play on schedule, not make those mistakes, and guys really play well around him.
Yeah, David, the one thing quarterbacks don't want to be referred to as is a game manager, but that's really more what this guy is. You're right. They have to be able to run the football. They can't turn it over. They got to play great defense. If they do that in this game, he's good enough to get this win.
And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Got his man. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Scanning the field, it's Warner. Gets it to him on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. Punt is on its way. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Starts a drive trying to go up top. He'll try to do it himself. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29. And the Aggies come to the line needing just inches for the first down. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. To the air on 1st down. Takes his shot. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. This Utah State offense has it going. Leaves it with the running back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Makes the grab. It's Starling. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. The Aggies come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. He'll do it himself. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. And it's no good. He missed it. And after the miss, guys, the score stays right where it is.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. You're trying to break this scoreless tie, and instead you knock it off the post.
They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. Motion from the wideout. Use the play fake, now to throw. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
And the Bulldogs now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Wants to throw. It's Warner. Pocket breaking down. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
I don't bring more speed on the field if I don't think it's a pass, right? If I think they're going to line up and hit me in the mouth, I'm going to bring more big guys. They brought more speed on the field. They went nickel. They knew it was a passing situation. They told those pass rushers to hunt, those DBs to cover. The defense was ready for that.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Pressure coming. And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack.
Well, the offense just set themselves up in a bad situation on this one. 2nd and 3rd and long, there's not a lot of guesswork. Defense knows they're throwing the football, and you could tell in that pass rush, man, they were coming.
Fresno State will have to punt. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Utah State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. A really nice job methodically driving down the field the last time they had it, but the missed field. He'll loft one deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Caught over the middle. It's Thompson. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. They'll snap it from the 30 on 1st down. He'll pull it on the read. Got enough for the 1st. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Utah State comes to the line with a 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a space. Oh, a lot of space. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Utah State. Sometimes you're hesitant to use your quarterback as a runner. Not when your quarterback runs like this.
You dang right. I'm going to use him. I'm going to use him early and often. The dude can run so well, can make you miss. Do you worry about him getting dinged up throughout a game? Sure, but when you can do things like that, it makes your offense so much stronger.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Grabbed in the middle, it's Freeman. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And here's the tackle at the line of scrimmage, and that'll send us to the second quarter. We've reached the break, and Utah State holds the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. Back to throw, it's Warner. Trying to set up the screen.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you know, and limit that yards after the catch. And he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got his man quickly. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Fresno State will have to punt it away. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Lots of running room. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he's stopped, and it'll be first down. To the ground, he's got it again. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. And the Aggies have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. They'll ride Davis here. Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Here's the snap, looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. Punt is on its way. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Looking downfield on first down. And he just threw that one away. Safe move, didn't see anything, lived to play another play. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Oh, they're after him. Oh, the offense looks as if they fell on the fumble, and they'll keep the ball.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. He's got it down the middle. Tackle is made at the 38, and let's see just how daring they'll be on 4th down. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Leaves it with the back. Cross the 30 to the 35, and that's a gain of 6. The Aggies can really attack on this 2nd and short. Trying play action. Caught behind the line. It's Davis. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. To the air, it's Barnes. Fires to the middle. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
I think everybody thinks when you say middle of the field safety, that's an easy responsibility. There's a lot of field in the middle, okay? I got to cover a lot of space. He does an unbelievable job covering space, breaking on the football, seeing the route, and going and getting the interception. Nice play by that safety.
First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. They'll run it from the gun. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. Back to pass on 2nd down. Quickly complete. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. The Bulldogs line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Oh, it's picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. The 20. And it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Aggies! Look, I know it's only the 2nd quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, I believe someone calls it the Conference of Champions. Pac-12 action today. Texas Tech is currently ahead in this one. The Jones is just jam-packed today. But the Scarlet and Black have struggled to really pull away. They're up by a field goal over Oregon State. If anything else happens in this one in the Pac-12 or anywhere else, we'll make sure you know about it. Back to you guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Looking to throw, it's Warner. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. And the Bulldogs need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He puts some heat on that one down the middle. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Give to the back. Thrust that arm out. He was running through tackles and picked up the first down and finally got knocked down. Fresno State moving it quickly down the field. Looking to throw on first down. Finds his target down the middle. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Bulldogs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. From the gun, they'll try the middle. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Fires downfield. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. To the air on second down. Punts it out of the air. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. And the Bulldogs come to the line on third and short, trying to convert here. Dropping back, it's Warner. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. Right down the boulevard. Now the lead is down to 11.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Finds his man. It's Davis. Got room at the 35. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. Wants to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Starling. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Second down, they'll go to the air. Caught close to the marker. It's Davis. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Wants to throw again. Fires to the big fella. Good pickup there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. Looking for a productive play on first down. To the air, it's Barnes. They'll run the screen. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down. Pass completion moves the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Flushed out of the pocket. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. It's complete. He kept him out of the end zone, but it'll be first and goal from the 1-yard line. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for one or two more plays. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. They're on the left hash. You'll have no trouble with the distance, but that angle may give him an issue. The field goal is no good. After the miss, still an 11-point game, guys.
And that's just a chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
So the offense has had enough. They'll take a knee and wrap up this first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we've got a terrific scene there today in Fresno. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside Valley Children's Stadium.
Fresno State lined up to kick off and start this second half. He'll bring it out. It's Davis. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Quarterback on the keeper. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. It's Barnes. Finds his man down the middle. He'll be stopped at the 27, but picks up 10 on that one. Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. They'll go back to the ground. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. The play action fake. Steps away to find some room. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Finds a soft spot in the middle. They make the stop just across the 30 at the 31. It's 4th down. Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. Pulls and fires complete. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. And they swarm him under. The Bulldogs want to crank the tempo. Got it looking for a first. And he gets it done on 3rd down. They move the chains and they'll mark it at the 44.
And that's a really good job by the QB, getting the ball out of his hands, knowing where the sticks are, getting the first down. And they saw something they like, because here they come, right back on the ball to run another play.
Quickly to the tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on 2nd down. Back to throw, it's Warner. Here's a heat. It's caught. And a big-time grab there. Knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
Shakes off the defender. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. 3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Unleashes one. Complete to the right. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's 1st down at the 27.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
The give on the inside. They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25. Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off. And really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
This offense hasn't found the end zone yet. Starting to move. It's 1st and 10. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Freeman. Good throwing catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. On the run, it's Gilliam. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. That play just got wrecked. 3rd and 1, and they went backwards. They're throwing for it on 4th down. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on downs.
He had nowhere to go with the football. Fourth down, you know he wants to make a play. I'd like for him to throw it up, to be honest. Try to give somebody an opportunity to make a play. Who cares if I throw a pick? It's fourth down anyways, but couldn't find anybody to get the ball off. Defense surrounds him, gets him to the ground with the sack.
They'll try to put a drive together, starting from their own 12. It's a draw. Finds just enough daylight to work his way up to the 19-yard line. And the Aggies in a good spot here with second and short. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Picks up the first down, still moving. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Looking to throw, it's Barnes. Pulls it in, it's Davis. Gets it across the 25. He'll step out at the 26 as his offense tries to grind out some yardage. From the shotgun, they'll run it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's third and long from the 26. Tries to do it himself on the draw. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. Quarterback running on the draw.
Man, that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine. But then it's scramble plays and then it's passing plays. He's always a runner. Just exhausting.
And the Bulldogs lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. He'll keep it himself. Oh, it's loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. Gets a turnover.
And I absolutely love the option, but this is part of it, right? The quarterback has to make a lot of reads really quickly and then carry the football and take care of that thing. So I think, you know, the fumble was caused there. We don't know why, but this is part of the option risk you run by running it.
Guys, the Utah State offense about to give it another go. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to pass. It's Barnes. Fires to the tight end. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Utah State. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing him go routes right down the field. I'm running by a guy, I'm looking back, locating the football, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Interesting to see the ripple effects after this one in the SEC today, fellas. Oklahoma was able to ride away on that Sooner schooner with the win, but not necessarily without a few bumps along the way. Man, nothing in college football is easy. Always interesting to see good SEC teams collide, and today was no different. The agony and ecstasy of college football, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Second down, they'll go to the air. He's got him. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. Looking downfield, it's Warner. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Turning on the Jets. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. To the air on first down. Looking for a deep man. Catch inside the 30 and still running. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 21-10. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. He'll be stopped just short of the 20 at the 19, give him 1. Didn't get much on first down, it's 2nd and 9. Hand off from the shotgun. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Grabbed over the middle. It's Thompson. He's able to get it out to the 25, but needed a little bit more to move the chains. It'll be 4th down. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. Looking to throw, it's Warner. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Makes the catch. It's Freeman. And he gets it done on 3rd down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. Dumps it off in the flat. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. He wants to throw it again. Got his man. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Fresno State moving it quickly down the field. looking downfield on first down. Blasted as he lets it go. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Touchdown, Fresno State. Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
How about that? His second receiving touchdown of the ball game. Find ways to get your athletes the ball. They'll do the rest. That's number 2. They better start playing some better defense. Number 3 is coming soon.
Obvious thinking here. Get the 2-point conversion now, and all you'll need is a field goal to tie. Back to pass, it's Warner. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Pulls it in. It's Davis. There he goes. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking. Wants to go up top on first down. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And the defense there goes zone coverage, maybe confused the quarterback a little bit, forced him to hold on to the football, and that allowed the pass rush to get home.
The Aggies trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. QB draw. Hard running there. Stumbled to the ground. And the Aggies really need to keep this drive alive on third down. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
Well, the offense trying to stay aggressive, right? You just came up with a huge play, and right away you go back to another pass, but you got to do a better job protecting your quarterback. Can't give up a sack there.
Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. They'll be forced to kick for the 6th time tonight. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Got the first down and more. Makes the stop at the 32, but he picks up 10 on that play. Off the play fake on first down. Oh, better look out. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. The Bulldogs with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. To the air, it's Warner. Works the middle. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Oh, he's got some space. They make the stop right at the 30-yard line, but it's a 10-yard pickup and a first down. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. And the Bulldogs kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Caught in the backfield, it's Freeman. Tried to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Wants to go up top. Good timing on the quick out. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. On third and long, try to convert through the air. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. On fourth down, trying to find his man. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs.
Well, that play never had a chance. On fourth down, they're trying to catch the defense off guard, throwing for it, but no protection. Quarterback didn't have an opportunity to step up and get rid of that football. Give the defense credit, man. Tremendous aggression there on fourth.
Let's see what they have dialed up as this drive starts from the 29-yard line. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Using his legs, it's Jamison. Got the first down and more. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. The offense set for a first down play. And the quarterback takes the snap and kneels down. Well, after back-to-back losses, this team is really teetering on the edge of disaster.
They got to try to hold on to the positives, as hard as that is to do right now, having lost a couple back-to-back, because this team has good players, and they've got good schemes on both sides of the ball. Just things have not gone their way. They just need to make a few more plays to turn this thing around.
Yeah, and then they can do it, and they will do it. Listen, you got to get the players right. You got to get those guys in there believing. This is part of what happens. You got to take a few lumps sometimes, take those losses, but this team's going to figure it out. You can tell they got the right stuff.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.